totally not nervous.
Hi, this is Max Ordonez.
And this is Kevin Ensor.
And we went to Northwestern University in Chicago, Illinois. Oh, that's a power.
It's a change. Okay, so over the summer, we spent most of our time in a basement in the Dearborn Observatory at Northwestern. And it was super cool. It was right on the water, and we had a bunch of fun times there. It's great. And we both came at the same time, June 11th. We started on June 13th, and I stayed over this period of time. I stayed most of the time with the Schumachers, who was the old superintendent. But so yeah, I stayed with the Schumachers for most of my internship, and
Okay, I stayed with some friends who we met here who live in Chicago, and that was really cool because I was super close, and I got to bike to work.
Arrow. Okay, so who we worked with over the summer was, well, our group was called Sierra, which is the Center for Interdisciplinary Exploration and Research in Astrophysics. And our advisors were Scotty Coughlin and Vicky Calagera, and Vicky Calagera was one of the collaborators on the paper on black hole binary systems that came out, or gravitational waves in general, that came out in February. And the other two people we worked with are both doctoral candidates, and it's Kyle Kramer, who's working on double white dwarf systems, and Aprajita Hayela, who we just worked on extracting parameters on black hole binary systems.
Okay, so most of our projects involved running Python, Bash, and C++ programs on Northwestern's computing cluster, which was called Quest. And this is what it looked like, and then this is an example of some of the graphs we were making. This one was probably the coolest looking one.
Okay, and then this is basically what our work with the project looked like. We read a bunch of papers on different black hole binary systems and one on neutron stars. And so we'd look at the papers and then extract parameters that we'd seen that were mentioned on that side. And so these are all the papers on top, and then those are the parameters, and then this is what we found. And then eventually she and her team took this data and are now using it to research black hole binary systems.
So this is the other thing we were doing with Kyle. We were projecting data from double white dwarf binary systems and then graphing the data we had. And it was mostly about the mass transfer between them. So when two stars are orbiting each other, they can get close enough to start, one star will start transferring mass to the other star. And based on that, that will affect the orbits and the spins of the stars. And that's what we're graphing.
Okay, so, well, that got pretty cut off. But so outside the lab, I did a bunch of stuff. I played music. I saw concerts. I made money playing music. I went downtown quite a few times. That was great. Finally got to see the Chicago skyline. That was pretty interesting. And then Lake Michigan, of course. And then I went to a soccer game towards the end. Go AC. I was wearing my Inter jersey, but I got some hate, but you know.
Okay, so outside the lab, I only visited Chicago once, and it was kind of weird. There was some sculptures like this. It was actually a fountain that was really big, and on the opposite side of the building in front, there was another picture of a face. And I also went to the lake because the people I was staying with had a boat, and I got to go out in that. It was super cool. So if we had one message to current or future juniors, it would be just apply. I mean, it was tons of fun, and you can't really be disappointed by it.
Well, that was a pretty bland slide.
Okay, thank you, Pinhead, and thank you, Sierra.
And yeah, so behind the story behind this is we went, on our second to last night, we went and saw Suicide Squad as like a group of interns, and you know, this is all of them.
Hey, thank you very much, Pinhead.
Thank you.
Thank you.